back to my channel and to Scrap Stash and Mayhem. I missed last week. You know, the summertime thing, you know, is if you get beautiful weather and you gotta go. You just gotta do it. Today is another day that's going to be somewhat okay. And tomorrow is a 100% chance of rain. So tomorrow will be a play day. So anyways, what I'm doing here today is I'm having fun with my simple old masking tape. And I'm creating my own little pieces of artwork. So I painted and I doodled and I stamped, and here I used napkin pieces. So let's have a play. What I did was I had this in my recycle bin, and I thought, oh, wait a minute. And so I covered this with just packing tape. And so now I can stick and store the tape that I make in here, and it makes it easy for me to find. So there's a little handy dandy little tip. So I have got my masking tape laid out here, and then I thought, masking tape, why can't I use labels? So I thought I would try it with labels too. Why not? We're here to have fun. So I have my brayer, and I have my spun gold, and I have cinnamon brown, and I have a turquoise. So I'm trying to create what I think would be like a metallic with like rusty metallic with, you know, I forget what it's called when that tealish color comes into play. It's just so pretty. So I am going to do the teal first. I'm just going to use my brayer and get that brayer good and wet. This little cooking mat that I never used for what it was intended comes in handy for this. Oh, look at that. You just want to be on this mat. It just doesn't want to stick perfectly, and that's why that came up, but that's okay. This one might be a dud, but look how pretty it was going to be. Okay, no duds allowed. We'll just be very careful with that one. So let's, oops, sorry. Let's mix a little bit of this brown in here. Cinnamon. Okay, it's just going to come out. All right. Let's just get a little bit of there. I used the lighter colors on the last one. Oh, see, I did it again. So, I washed this mat down. And I think I maybe didn't dry it completely. So, because the first time I did this, it did stick a lot better than this. So I think that's what I may have done. So I'm just going to stay away from I have to keep on this mat because, ooh, I like this one. Because my mat underneath here is a cloth, it's not easily washed. Let's see, get you some brown in there too. Hold it down, Sophie, hold it down. You know, of course, the one I did off camera worked fine, and the one I do on camera is being, you know, not so kind to me. Okay, so now I'm going to put the gold in there. And I've never used all these colors together. I don't know if I'm going to get the effect that I'm hoping for, but we shall see. This is one of my favorite colors of gold. Okay, here goes. Just do it. Right? Just do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. I think it's kind of working with my... Hold them down. So just hold them down. Oh, well, that did a very good roll. That did perfect. Okay. Hold them down. Roll up. There we go. Oop, 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 oop. Hold it down. Oop. Well, so the moral of the story is make sure your tape is well adhered. It really isn't this difficult. It's just being difficult for me now. I promise. The first one just went so nicely. Maybe what I should do is paint it on with a brush, not my brayer. Okay, let's stop playing with the brayer. And I'm going to play with the paintbrush. I don't want to put that on there just in case there's a little bit of paint on there. Let's try. I want more gold in here. Let's do more gold. And we can do a little more teal. There we go. Okay. There we go. That works better. Okay, let's see what's this. Yeah, that's what. Patina. That's what I'm trying. Yes, that's what I was trying. The patina. Little patina in there. I actually might take and do a little more. No, you're not going to do no more. No more browns. Just do it, see what you got. I like that. I like this color combination that I got going. Okay. That cleans up fairly well too. So then when these are dry, and they don't take very long to dry, that's when you can start stamping and coloring. Let me just get this a little bit. And that's where it's going to cause me some grief because it's not going to want to stick. But that's okay. There. Just clean up my space a little bit. So this here is napkins that I had left over from our play yesterday. So what I did was I just kind of took and tore off what I wanted. And you could use a paintbrush with water to do this a little smoother if you wanted. I like the tattiness of it, and I'm okay with doing it this way. So I think for this one, I may just take and rip this in half and do a little here and a little there. I'm just going to take a glue stick and I'm just going to paint that down. There we go. And I see my paint is still a little bit wet, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I just want to put a little bit like this. I'll let that dry. And then I have some of this, which, let's just tear a piece off. These napkins are so pretty. And I'm just going to tear in pieces. Okay, so let's do some of these. And I'm going to let that dry. Going to let that dry, and then I'm going to, I really like these just as they are. Really do. I think they turned out really nice, the colors. Anyways, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Let that dry. And then what I did was I just took my stamp acrylic thingy and I just put a bunch of stamps on here. And then I can do multiple stampings and kind of create a non-pattern pattern. How's that sound? It needs to be a little more on there. That's still very wet there. I knew that was going to happen because it's still pretty wet there, but that's okay. There we go. I don't want to overpower the stamping, but I do want some on there, of course. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there, and I am going to get my I love script. I like the writing. And I add that to a lot of everything that I do. Because I like that. And if you like it, use it, right? Yeah. I like that. I might just leave these here without anything on them. Just leave them that way, and then I can put that as a background. I can use that as a a label and put something else on there, but I really like how that turned out. So roll labels work very well. I like that. Put a little more. One more. There. Just there. That was 3 more. Oh, 4 more. There we go. Done. So then, let's take this. You see, it's still very sticky. It's sticking to my hand, my fingers. So it just doesn't want to stick to here. Oop, that's probably not a good place to put it, maybe. Put it there. There we go. Look how pretty that is. And that is using up some of my stash because I had these pieces of napkin hanging around. I still do. But I'm okay with it because it's going to get used somewhere. Get that down there like so. Like so. Let's get this one trimmed too. And then get your alcohol markers out, your plain markers, your whatever, and pen, and have some doodling fun. It's very relaxing, I think, anyways. What I like about this is you can make them, if you're working on a journal, you can color coordinate these tapes and or stickers or labels to match what you're working with. This here is going to go perfect in a journal that I'm working with right now. And this one here, okay. You want to do some doodling? Should we do some doodling? Let's do some doodling on this one that was so didn't want to pay any attention to what I wanted it to do. Let's have some fun with this one. So I'm just using a regular black pen. Dollar Tree, I think. And now watch, because I said that it's not going to work. Let's get it out of my way and bring it up here closer. There we go. And just have some doodling fun. Staying away from the other ones. And maybe we want to, let's see, maybe we want to do a little flower in here. Maybe a really weird shaped flower. Doesn't have to be a perfect flower. Hey, just create it, make it your own. I kind of get quiet when I'm doodling. And this one has a crinkle right in the center of it, and I'm just going to leave it because it adds texture. Right? Right. Maybe we'll doodle on one more. Maybe this one we'll just take and do a little line thing. Let's do it like this. Let's just go through. And let's just make some curly curls. One of the easiest things I think to do. kink. And just do some little dots in there. There. Easy peasy. Have fun. Get creative. And if you are going to do this, I would love it if you would join my group and show me your makes, because I would love to see. And if you haven't joined my group and you do want to, there'll be a link in the description of this video. And there are some questions that you need to answer. And if you don't answer them, then Facebook just automatically says, okay, no. And it's supposed to send you a message to say, hey, you forgot to answer the questions. I don't know if it does or not. But just scroll down a little bit more so you see the questions. There we go. And then this one here. So there we go. That's what I did today. I did some different types, and I think I will carry on and maybe do some blues and purples. But this will go really good in the journal I'm working with. These here, look at that, like that is a good base and easy to do if you have a bunch of labels like I do. And then this here is dry. I should be able to just tear off what doesn't stick. There we go. Yeah, you know, this is okay, but I like them plain better. So anyways, there I am. There it is. Have fun. I love playing with mixed media. I love getting into the paint. So thanks anyways for joining me. Please do give me a thumbs up. It would be great. And thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.